Battle Through the Heavens God, the Flame Emperor Chapter 286, Xiaoyan's Choice, Burning Incense Pavilion. Xiaoyan was also shocked at this time. If King Xuanling's promise that Xiaoyans could break through to the Doxian within 70 years is not attractive enough, then what the old Dangu said will let Xiaoyan be promoted to the immortal rank alchemist within 20 years is very important. The more advanced an alchemist is, the more difficult it is to cultivate. After all, the improvement of medicinal refining is more difficult than ordinary doqi cultivation, but there is no doubt that a strong alchemist is more important than a doqi cultivator. Xiaoyan's current strength is already an alchemist of the first rank of the emperor. After passing through the second rank of the emperor, and after the third rank of the emperor, he is the alchemist of the fourth rank of the immortal. Don't think that this is only a small level. The difficulty of breaking through is more difficult than reaching the sky. Tisk tisk tisk, Master, can I still change sections? Xiaoyan also smiled bitterly. Obviously, the conditions of this pill valley also made Xiaoyan's indifferent heart feel a little bit moved. Cough, cough, don't be tempted by these superficial things. Join the Burning Incense Pavilion, and you will only get more things in the future than you have now. Besides, there is a lot of connection between this holy flame and the Burning Incense Pavilion, otherwise I can't let you join this incense pavilion in vain. The Golden Dragon King was also surprised, and obviously found that Xiaoyan's just words were inadvertently wrong, but still speaking. Holy flame. Compared with holy flame, this kind of thing is nothing to be concerned about. Hearing holy flame, Xiaoyan's heart was calmed down. After all, although the promises made by King Xuanling and Pill Valley are extremely tempting, Xiaoyan is not a fool. If a sect cultivates disciples like this, he will definitely inherit the position of sect master in the future. The sect master is also quite a headache for these things. As soon as the words of the old Dangu came out, there was a sudden silence like death. The alchemist of the immortal rank, the people present are also very clear about his identity and status. Even King Xuanling, who has reached the 9-star Dodi in strength, and who does not know how many times he has reached the peak of Dodi, should be polite to him. Immortal level alchemists are able to refine immortal level medicinal pills, and immortal warriors are also willing to serve them. Immortal level alchemist? What are you kidding? Could it be your valley master? King Xuanling also said slowly. Haha, it's just Doxian. The old Dangu also said slowly, but there was an unquestionable pressure in his voice. Damn it. I didn't expect that there is actually a Doxian in this pill valley. It seems that the plan is ahead of schedule. King Xuanling also had an ugly expression on his face, and then murmured in his heart. When Solomon's strong man saw King Xuanling's expression, it was also vague, as if he was thinking about something. It is said that the owner of this pill valley is an immortal rank alchemist. No one knows what the immortal rank is, but decades ago, the strength of the pill valley lord had already reached the peak of the rank 9 Dode. Doxian is also a step away, but there are few rumors in these years. Maybe it's impacting the level of Doxian. This pill valley master is not a Doxian, or he can refine a pill that is enough to make Doxian strong enough to be jealous. If he really breaks through Doxian, then the overall strength and status of Pill Valley will also be. Qingyu on the side also said slowly. I never imagined that this Pill Valley would be so terrifying. Xiaoyan also grinned, quite envious. Okay, Xiaoyan, what are your thoughts? The old Dangu also looked at Xiaoyan with a slow smile, as if he was not impatient at all. Cough cough cough. Maybe I'm going to disappoint Senior. I thought about it and decided to join the Burning Incense Pavilion. Xiaoyan was also slightly apologetic and respectfully said to the many powerhouses in the sky with a painful expression. What? You actually rejected my Pill Valley. Do you know what that means? Don't want to ruin your future for some irrelevant people. The old man Dangu also opened his pupils tightly. As Xiaoyan's voice hadn't fallen, the many powerhouses in the sky were also surprised. Could it be that this Xiaoyan has a mental illness? The Xuanling royal family and Pill Valley, who were well placed, he did not join, but ended up joining this Burning Incense Pavilion instead. Although the overall strength of the Burning Incense Pavilion is not ranked among the 9 super sects, it belongs to the middle part, but it is not comparable to the Xuanling royal family and Pill Valley. This Xuanling royal family is an existence that will make Xuan 3 days tremble. if they say a word in the Xuanling continent. Moreover, the Xuanling royal family is willing to use the resources of the royal family to help Xiaoyan break through to Fuxian within 70 years. Don't think it's easy to say. Now Xiaoyan's strength is in the initial level of a 4-star Dode, and there are faint signs of breaking through to the intermediate level of the 4-star Dode, but he is still a long way from Dosian. If Xiaoyan joined the Xuanling royal family, it would undoubtedly mean that he had already stepped into the level of Dosian. With his talent and the huge resources of the Su and Anling royal family, breaking through Dosian within 70 years is just around the corner. Looking at Pill Valley, in addition to being based on the Xuanling royal family, he is also willing to help Xiaoyan step into the immortal rank alchemist. The qualification of Dosian powerhouse, in addition to the terrifying potential of immortal level medicinal refining. If everyone can benefit from this, then I think everyone will join Pill Valley. After all, although this Pill Valley rarely disputes the ranking of super sect, its hegemony status is unshakable. Xiaoyan, you have to think about it. The old man in Pill Valley also came back to his senses, and immediately snorted at Xiaoyan. Well, think about it clearly. Junior Xiaoyan joined the Burning Incense Pavilion. I wonder if the seniors will accept it. Xiaoyan also looked at Chengyu with interest. He also cultivated fire attribute vindictiveness. The people in the Yin Corpse Forest and the Burning Incense Pavilion also had some kindness. With the breath and the words of his master Dragon King, Xiaoyan is also willing to join this sect. Hey, you kid. Chengyu also smiled, and then waved his hand. Xiaoyan appeared behind Chengyu. Damn it. Chengyu, what kind of pill did you feed on this kid to make him willing to join your Burning Incense Pavilion? The old Dangu said angrily. This time, he had written down an order back to Pill Valley. Be sure to bring this first place back. After all, the first place in this point-grabbing competition is different from the previous ones. This time in the point-grabbing competition, it happened that the twin ghost emperors broke through the seal, so the quality of the first place was far better than any previous competition's point raid. Humph. Joining the sect is inherently free, so why would you say that I had fed him a kind of pill? Chengyu said with a strong aura. You. The old man Dangu was also furious, looking at Chengyu with some resentment, as if a war was about to break out. Okay, since he's made up his mind, just let him be. Aren't there some excellent seedlings down there? It was the woman from Manhua Pavilion who spoke. Humph. The old Dangu also snorted coldly, and then stopped looking at Chengyu, but the anger in his heart remained undiminished. Look at you kid, it's all your fault. Chengyu also looked at Xiaoyan behind him and smiled. It's none of my business. Xiaoyan also spread his hands helplessly. Speaking of which, how did you know that I would join your Burning Incense Pavilion? Xiaoyan also asked in doubt. Ha ha ha, of course I know. Chengyu also laughed. Senior 9 Soul Steel told you, right? Xiaoyan also guessed. You're smart. Chengyu also laughed. Hey, I always feel like I've fallen into a trap. Xiaoyan was also helpless, then looked at the last 3 people. Chapter 287, Strange Behavior of 2 Women. Since the first place in the points-grabbing competition has chosen his own sect, then this matter will be stopped. There are 3 others left. I don't know which sect you want to join. The woman in Wanhua Pavilion was also speaking, but her eyes kept staring at Yura, as if she had settled for her. I'll come first, I'm also joining the Burning Incense Pavilion. Mu Feng also said, and easily went behind Chengyu. With the addition of Mu Feng, King Xuanling and Solomon were a little unhappy on their faces, but they didn't. What about you 2 women? At this time, the 2 strong men in the Palace of Heartless Love and Wanhua Pavilion were also looking at the 2 women on the ground with bright eyes. Because the 2 sects are mainly female disciples, there are almost no male disciples, so they are also quite interested in women. Mu Yingying wears silver jewelry on her head, and she is quite lively with her pretty double ponytail. And Yuro also had long hair fluttering, and the 3,000 silks fell down instantly, so she had an indescribable fairy-like temperament. I didn't expect that what Xiaoyan said was true. He really joined the Burning Incense Pavilion. However, this Xiaoyan is also interesting. The flames on his body can actually merge like this. This is the first time I've seen it, and in the face of such tempting conditions, he can't be moved at all. And it seems he have the smell of Brother Yanchi. I should follow him. He should not be a bad person. Mu Yingying also quickly calculated in her heart, and then she admired Xiaoyan a little bit. After a brief thought, Mu Yingying also moved slightly, took a step forward, and then slowly said to the strong men in the sky, "This junior has decided to join the burning incense pavilion." A silver bell-like sound filled the entire mountain top, and everyone could hear it clearly. "If you join my Xuanling royal family, then the treatment will be exactly the same as what I just said to Xiaoyan," King Xuanling also said quite aggressively. Since he did not get the first place talented newcomer, this Mu Yingying can't be let go. This junior thanks senior, but after thinking about it, the burning incense pavilion is the most suitable for me, so I may not be able to join the Xuanling royal family. Mu Yingying also smiled slightly. Although Mu Yingying is also an attractive condition for such a super sect, but after thinking about it, she also feels that there are not many sects that are suitable for her. Solomon's words were extremely unsuitable for her. This extremely mysterious sect gave Mu Yingying no good impression at first sight, so Mu Yingying would definitely not join it. As for the Purgatory Hall, Mu Yingying is not very interested. After all, Mu Yingying is not a war-loving person, so she is not very interested in the Purgatory Hall that fights and kills all the year round. As far as the ancient desolate hall was concerned, with Mu Yingying's slender figure, she would definitely not join. After all, almost no girl would choose the technique of body refining, and a girl's figure was extremely important. As for the Palace of Heartless Love, Wanjianmen and other sects in Pill Valley, Mu Yingying also thought about it, then shook her head, obviously not interested in these. As for the Xuanling royal family, Mu Yingying vaguely felt a domineering aura, and with Mu Yingying's character, she would definitely not join. So after thinking about it, I decided to join the burning incense pavilion. Of course, this is because of my fire attribute vindictiveness, but more importantly, it seems to have something to do with Xiaoyan. After all, Mu Yingying also wanted to find out the secrets about the flames on Xiaoyan's body. Damn it! What is going on in this burning incense pavilion? When Xuanling King heard this, his eyelids twitched violently, as if some bad premonition was brewing in his heart. This Mu Yingying is really... Xiaoyan was also helpless. She didn't know why Mu Yingying joined the burning incense pavilion. According to Xiaoyan's guess, the Wanhua pavilion was the most suitable for her. At this time, Mu Yingying was already at the peak of the 4-star Dode, and breaking through to the 5-star Dode was just around the corner, and if it wasn't for the twin ghost emperors that happened in the end of the point-grabbing competition, Mu Yingying would have to come to this first place. What does Mu Yingying want to do? Yuro also bit her lips slightly, obviously thinking about something. Then Yuro looked at Xiaoyan in the sky slightly, and then looked at Mu Yingying on the ground from time to time. Could it be that she wanted to? Then Yuro seemed to have discovered something. Her pupils lit up slightly. I have to say that sometimes a woman's intuition is quite terrifying. What about you? Which sect do you plan to join? The woman from Wanhua Pavilion also asked. Although Mu Yingying's talent and strength are quite good, but this kind of free choice system, since others have decided to join the burning incense pavilion, then they can't say anything. But for Yuru's words, the powerhouses of Wanhua Pavilion didn't plan to let it go so easily. Others may only know a little vaguely, but for them, the identity of the inheritor is very important to them in Wanhua Pavilion. So no matter what you say, this woman named Yuro must be taken. This younger generation also decided to join the burning incense pavilion. Yuro also thought about it again and again, and then her eyes kept looking at Mu Yingying and Xiaoyan, and then said, Mu Yingying also doesn't seem to know that Yuro wants to join the burning incense pavilion, but according to the previous time in the Yin Corpse forest, the relationship between Yuro and Xiaoyan must be very good, so she didn't think much about it. As everyone knows, Yuro has the identity of the inheritor, and from all aspects, it is the most suitable to join Wanhua Pavilion, but Yuro seems to be worried about other things, so this decision is temporarily changed. Yuro, you. Xiaoyan also stared blankly at Yuro, as if he was absolutely surprised by this. He. It seems that this woman has some different emotions towards you. Inside Xiaoyan's body, the voice of the Golden Dragon King also sounded slowly. Hey, Yuro, what are you thinking? I already have a family, I don't want to let down your kindness. Xiaoyan also muttered in his heart, obviously feeling quite helpless at Yueru's actions. Cheng Yu was also quite relieved to hear this. He was just about to wave his hand and take Yueru under his command, but unexpectedly, the woman in Manhua Pavilion suddenly left the sky and quietly appeared beside Yueru. Wait a minute, I have a few words to tell her. The woman in Manhua Pavilion was not in a hurry, her lips moved slightly, and then she attached to Yueru's ear, as if she said something, which made Yueru's face flushed irritated. After all, no matter what, Yueru is still a woman who has never been recruited. When it comes to the relationship between men and women, it is inevitable. Then I'll join Manhua Pavilion. Yueru also recovered for a short time, then looked at Xiaoyan in the sky, smiled at him, and then looked at Mu Yingying with a strong look in her eyes. Proud, indicating that Yueru would never bow her head easily. She was also a woman, although Mu Yingying didn't know what Yueru meant, but she also found some other things in Yueru's eyes. What happened to Yueru? It's like I stole something from her. Shaking his head slightly, he thought to Chapter 288, Closing. On the top of the mountain at this time, the rays of light of different colors are also diffused. Without exception, in the forefront of these rays of light are led by strong men with their respective sect. As for the rays of light, it is this time newcomers joining their respective sect. Since the choice of Mu Yingying and Yueru, Mu Yingying has joined the Burning Incense Pavilion, and Yueru has definitely joined the Manhua Pavilion under the voice of the woman in the Manhua Pavilion. Although Xiaoyan has a huge soul power, it is easy to know what the powerhouse of Manhua Pavilion said to Yueru, but Xiaoyan did not do that either. In the past, Xiaoyan also believed that Yueru would slowly let go of this love, which was also Xiaoyan's intention. Just now, the strong man of Manhua Pavilion said to Yueru, if you want to catch up with your little lover, join us in Manhua Pavilion. By virtue of your status as an inheritor, we can also obtain extremely huge resources in Manhua Pavilion. The next time I see him, it will not be his drag, and it will not be easy to capture his heart. As for the woman named Mu Yingying, there is no problem. The woman from Manhua Pavilion whispered in Yueru's ear. But Yueru also hesitated slightly. Too sticky is not good. The Manhua Pavilion woman continued. Okay, Yueru said a little unwillingly. Although Cheng Yu was delighted, he also knew the identity of the inheritor of Yueru, so he did not force Yueru to join, but instead made it cheaper for Manhua Pavilion. Joining his own incense-burning pavilion restrained the woman's future development. And with Cheng Yu's hot eyes, he naturally discovered some unusual relationships between Xiaoyan and Yueru. It's fine to separate, Cheng Yu also said slowly. In addition, the first place in the points-grabbing competition this time, their Burning Incense Pavilion also occupies most of the talented people. They should not be too extreme in their work. They should also give some newcomers to others. After all, the relationship between the Burning Incense Pavilion with Solomon and the Xuanling royal family is not harmonious, but with the other forces, the relationship is not bad. Immediately, Yueru also shook her head, and then went straight to the back of the Manhua Pavilion woman. At this point, the point-grabbing competition can be regarded as the real end. Haha, this time the points-grabbing competition is really twists and turns. The old man Dan Gu looked at Xiaoyan with a little regret. Obviously such an excellent seedling actually fall in the Burning Incense Pavilion. It seems that your Burning Incense Pavilion will rise this time. The people in the Puppet Palace also laughed. Obviously, the Burning Incense Pavilion has a bad relationship with Solomon and the Xuanling royal family, and the relationship with these other sects is also quite harmonious. Then I'll borrow your auspicious words. Cheng Yu also smiled and looked at the group of people behind him. Obviously, Cheng Yu didn't expect so many people to join the Burning Incense Pavilion this time. This is something that has never happened before, and there are also some talented and powerful Xiaoyan, Mu Yingying, and Mu Feng. If that's the case, then I'll take them home. In the competition 8 years later, I am also looking forward to the performance of you little guys. The old man Dan Gu also laughed. Go. King Xuanling also snorted coldly, and then turned into a burst of light. He just wanted to leave with the newcomer behind him, but he was intercepted unexpectedly. King Xuanling, don't be too busy to leave. Before the point-grabbing competition, we agreed to give the first place in this point-grabbing competition the qualification to soak in the Imperial Pond. Now, after our decision, the number of people has increased from thought to 3. I don't know if it counts. Cheng Yu also smiled slowly. Naturally counts. King Xuanling also snorted coldly, but anyone with discernment could find that the pain in the eyes of King Xuanling could not be concealed. Originally, if these people joined the Xuanling royal family, the imperial pond would naturally be no problem, but now they have joined the Burning Incense Pavilion, which is not a good relationship with the Xuanling royal family. Then I will thank Xuanling King for the 3 disciples of Burning Incense Pavilion for me. After Cheng Yu finished speaking, he also watched the Xuanling King leave. As Cheng Yu's voice did not fall, many of the powerhouses next to him suddenly turned around. This was the most breakthrough performance, and the 3 with terrifying strength and talent all joined the Burning Incense Pavilion. And which of the inheritors also wants to join the Burning Incense Pavilion? If there are no major changes, then the Burning Incense Pavilion will be the biggest winner this time. It seems that this Burning Incense Pavilion is also about to rise. The surrounding powerhouses also knew in their hearts, and after saying hello to Cheng Yu, they left one after another. At this time, there were only people from the Wanhua Pavilion and the Burning Incense Pavilion remaining on the top of the mountain. We should go too. Cheng Yu also said slowly. Senior, wait a moment. Xiaoyan also looked at Yuera, who was beside him, with the wrong eyes. He knew right away that he couldn't be so cruel. After all, when he was in the Yu family, he was taken care of by their family. He immediately softened. And then slowly walked over. Hey, when you go to Wanhua Pavilion, you still have to put away your weak character. After all, the competition is fierce everywhere. But if anyone bullies you, I'll be the first to fight back. Xiaoyan also smiled and walked back. Although it was only a few short sentences, Yuero was quite happy when she heard it, which proved that Xiaoyan still had some different emotions towards her. I will catch up with you in a short time. Maybe the next time we meet, you won't be able to fight. Yuero also suppressed the tears in her beautiful eyes and said to Xiaoyan, let's go. Xiaoyan also looked at Yuero and said, yeah. Yuero responded slightly and then disappeared from the sight of the many remaining newcomers of Burning Incense Pavilion under the leadership of the powerful people in Wanhua Pavilion. I've finally left, but I'm suffocated. A lazy voice also appeared, and then a familiar figure appeared in front of Xiaoyan. Xiaoyi? Since he came to the top of the mountain, Xiaoyan knew that Xiaoyi's identity would definitely be discovered by the strong here, so he also asked help from his master, the Golden Dragon King, and used a secret method to hide him in a space. With Golden Dragon King's technique, even the strength of the Xuanling King cannot be discovered, although he is not worried. This is Cheng Yu also said with a smile. Obviously this Xiaoyan still has a lot of secrets. Hey, this is my brother. Xiaoyan also laughed. Obviously, he also discovered the situation of Burning Incense Pavilion just now, so he had to hide some means immediately, so as not to be known in the future when they fought. With Cheng Yu's eyesight, he naturally found that Xiaoyi's strength was quite good, but he was not too surprised. After all, he had seen this person in the Yin Corpse forest. Then I'll join the Burning Incense Pavilion too. Xiaoyi also smiled slowly, milky white flames overflowing all over his body. Okay. Cheng Yu also laughed. Let's go, I'll take you back to the Burning Incense Pavilion first. Cheng Yu waved his hand, and then the flames all over his body appeared, turning into a ray of light to cover it all. It's finally over, now it's time to start looking for Holy Flame. Xiaoyan's pupils also became hot. On the top of the mountain, with the division of the disciples, the point grabbing competition can be regarded as the Chapter 289, the layout of Suan 3 days, 9 mountains, and 1 city. Xuantian, a building located on the most fertile land in Xuanling continent. Here, there are countless capable people and strange people and treasures from heaven and earth, and it is the iconic place of Xuanling continent. It seems that countless powerhouses are born every day, and many sects are born or destroyed, but without exception, the status of these 9 super sects has not been shaken for nearly 1,000 years. The 9 super sects have always been deeply rooted in the 9 mountains like hidden dragons. No matter how talented people appear, they can't shake the status of the 9 super sect in the slightest. After all, the 9 super sect have been standing in Xuantian for nearly 1,000 years, and their respective backgrounds are also very terrifying. Far from some nobodies are comparable. Within 3 days of Xian, the pattern was also very clear. In general, it is 9 mountains and 1 city. 9 mountains is naturally the mountain range with the strongest emperor energy in the Xuandian 3 days. All 9 super sect have used special means to protect them, so that the great powers of their respective sect have established sect in the mountains, and this was born. There are now 9 super sect. The places where the 9 super sect are located are all on the top of the 9 mountains with the most powerful emperor qi. They are looking for do qi. For the strong do de, it can already be regarded as the brilliance of the firefly. As for this emperor qi, it is really suitable. The power absorbed by the do de strong powerhouse. But having said that, it is unknown whether cultivating in it can increase the speed of the cultivator. However, it is also a basis and manifestation of the strength of the 9 super sect. The 9 mountains are Huashan, Taishan, Songshan, Hanshan, Tianshan, Wanhuashan, Donshan, Yinshan and Duanshan. The burning incense pavilion is located deep above Mount Hua. Mount Hua is the top of the 9 mountains. The Emperor Qi is also extremely strong, and it can also be ranked first among the 9 mountains. It's just that I don't know why. The Emperor's Qi in Mount Hua has declined extremely in the past 100 years, and now it has become the tail of the 9 mountains. However, although it is the tail of the 9 mountains, it is much richer than the Emperor Qi of other places in Xuandian, so there are many disciples who have joined the burning incense pavilion. It is rumored that there are rock-solid stones everywhere in Huashan. The stones contain a lot of fire attribute energy. After absorbing it, it will have a lot of benefits for my body. Therefore, this is a problem for the burning incense pavilion. It is also a good news for the disciples of the Lord. After all, these stones seem to be naturally able to absorb fire attribute energy for storage. Wanhua Pavilion is located in the Wanhua Mountain. This is the most beautiful mountain range among the 9 mountains. It is a mountain range that is very suitable for girls. Among the Wanhua Mountains, the countless flowers and huge rivers are the most famous, but the seemingly beautiful flowers may also contain highly poisonous poisons. Just like human beings, not every gentleman can write on his face, but rely on yourself to find out. When it comes to rivers, the women of Wanhua Pavilion are all very good in water. After all, they live in a water town, and it is rumored that the base camp of Wanhua Pavilion is built in a spring with the most beautiful scenery in Wanhua Mountain. What's more, there are rumors that not only the scenery in Wanhua Mountain is extremely beautiful, but even the disciples in Wanhua Pavilion are all beautiful. The ancient Desolate Hall is located in the Songshan Mountain. The ancient Desolate Hall is mainly based on body refining techniques, so every day you can see its sect disciples going back and forth between the top of the mountain and the foot of the mountain. It is called for exercise, and only their own people know what the purpose is already. Purgatory Hall, for this sect that is highly praised for dealing with demons and ghosts, it is also located on the top of Hanshan. Hanshan, a mysterious mountain range surrounded by clouds and smoke all day long, but some insiders know that there seem to be very few people left behind in this sect. After all, the cultivation method of this sect is quite special, and they don't seem to be going out hunting and killing creatures from the demon world or the ghost world. However, every time Purgatory Hall kills a powerful opponent in the demon and ghost realm, it will announce it to the world, so it has won praises from countless people over the years. Solomon, very few people know anything about this rather mysterious sect. They only know that it is located above Yin Mountain. Yin Mountain, a mountain range that is not peaceful. Once someone steps into it, there will be a bizarre disappearance. Solomon is also under pressure, and he has dispatched a lot of strengths to search for it, but to no avail. They are also quite helpless. After all, they disappeared in their own sect, and it is not easy to shirk responsibility. This also made Solomon's reputation not very good. After all, how could he disappear for no reason? Even if someone else broke in by mistake, it wouldn't kill him. The most important thing is to remind him. So other sects are also wary of Solomon. After all, if this kind of thing is not tricky, no one will believe it. The Puppet Mansion is located on the top of Mount Tai. The people of the Puppet Mansion are quite unique in fighting. They do not use doqi, but use doqi or some special power to control the puppets to fight, so they are called possessing the power of supernatural craftsmanship not too much. Taishan is a mountain range with majestic peaks. This is the place with the highest altitude and the widest sight. At the top of Mount Tai, the entire Soandian 3 days can be seen. Pil Valley, located in Dan Mountain, is the most peculiar mountain among the 9 mountains. Donghua doesn't know because of some inexplicable power. The quality of the medicinal materials grown here will be better than anywhere else, and the maturity time will be greatly shortened. Countless people in Pil Valley have not discovered the secret, but Donghua has always been a holy place in the hearts of Dangu people. After all, most of the Pil Valleys are alchemists. No matter how powerful you are in refining medicine, it would be quite helpless if you did not have medicinal materials. That's why it is difficult for a clever woman to cook without rice. The Palace of Heartfelt Love is located in Broken Mountain. Broken Mountain, the so-called Broken Mountain actually came from a place in the mountain range called Wangduan Cliff. Those who join the Palace of Heartfelt Love must cut off the 7 emotions and 6 desires. If you don't cut off your emotions and desires, you won't be able to jump off the Cliff of Forgetfulness. The Forgotten Cliff is divided into 2 parts from the top of the Broken Mountain. If you don't jump over it, then the terrifying abyss is also. Wanjianmen is located in the Tianshan Mountains. Tianshan is an extremely huge metal mountain, which is why Wanjianmen has been the leader of the 9 super sacks for a long time. After all, the Supreme Sword is intended to cooperate with the well-known magic weapon, and the strength of this Wanjianmen is well-deserved number 1. And the so-called One City. Naturally, the Xuanling royal family invested a lot of manpower and material resources in order to prevent the invasion of the Medusa family, and built a black Great Wall that stretches for hundreds of miles, just to defend against the Medusa family. The grievances between the Xuanling royal family and Medusa have also continued for many generations, so that now, whether it is the Xuanling royal family or the Medusa lineage, they are regarded as thorns. Chapter 290, The Burning Heaven Territory. The Burning Incense Pavilion in the Huashan Burning Heaven Array. Huashan, a mountain range with some beautiful history and heritage. Before the emperor's qi waned, this burning incense pavilion produced many famous giants. It's almost there. At the foot of Mount Huashan, a space trembled slightly, and then Chengyu slowly appeared along with the voice. Behind him, a group of newcomers also looked at the mountains in front of him in surprise. High, straight into the sky, boundless as far as the eye can see. This is the first impression that many newcomers have of the number 1 mountain range. Uncle, where is our burning incense pavilion? A rookie disciple also spoke slowly. Don't worry, our burning incense pavilion is on the top of Huashan Mountain. There is a Protector's Dharma formation, Burning Heaven formation in Mount Hua. The inside of the Burning Heaven array is extremely fierce. If no one leads the way, ordinary people will be seriously injured or fall down, and there is an independent space inside, which we call Burning Heaven territory, and our Burning Incense Pavilion is in other places. Chengyu also said slowly. Burning Heaven formation. Mu Feng also exclaimed, obviously shocked by Chengyu's voice. Hearing this, Xiaoyan also turned his head to look at Mu Feng. Obviously he was quite unfamiliar with this Burning Heaven formation and Burning Heaven territory. This Burning Heaven array is quite powerful. Legend said that it was a formation created by a certain Douxian powerhouse with all of his life's effort. The formation is very powerful and mainly focuses on the fire attribute. I remember that it once killed a Douxian powerhouse. Mu Feng also muttered. It killed a Douxian. Xiaoyan raised his head with great interest and looked at the top of Huashan from the bottom of Huashan. Along with his eyes, there are also extremely pure soul powers, trying to explore some secrets of Huashan. Naturally, Chengyu, who was beside him, noticed Xiaoyan's actions, and then he didn't say much, but smiled slowly. This Xiaoyan's soul power had just spread out over a distance of several hundred meters. Under Xiaoyan's control, he headed towards the top of Huashan Mountain, but was suddenly swallowed up by an inexplicable force. This terrified Xiaoyan. The trace of his soul power just now was not weak, and the soul power at the peak of the Emperor's ordinary level was actually swallowed up in an instant. That is the outermost formation of the Burning Heaven array. Chengyu also saw Xiaoyan's doubts, and said, this Burning Heaven array has lived up to its reputation in the past. Xiaoyan's pupils shrank tightly, and then stared at the clouds halfway up the mountain, where it should be the outer formation of the Burning Heaven array. With such a terrifying guardian formation plus some powerhouses and the Huashan mountain, which is quite rich in emperor energy. This is the capital of Burning Incense Pavilion. Let's go. This burning heaven array's restriction makes you unable to fly, so you can only walk away. Qingyu also smiled slowly, and then looked at Xiaoyan and the others from time to time, very satisfied. This time, we have received so many newcomers in the Burning Incense Pavilion. It is really the blessing of the ancestors of Huashan. Qingyu also said slowly, and then no longer hesitated, took the lead and climbed towards Huashan. The disciples that followed also shook their heads and followed. Obviously, since they had joined the Burning Incense Pavilion, they would naturally not be trapped by the difficulty in front of them. Hey, Xiaoyan, you really joined the Burning Incense Pavilion. Mu Feng, who was beside him, also hurried up, came to Xiaoyan's side, and said carelessly, "It seems that we are in the same group again." Xiaoyan also smiled at Mu Feng. On the side, Mu Yingying, with two pretty ponytails, walked up and down, with her beautiful eyes turning her head to look at Xiaoyan from time to time, not knowing what she was thinking. It's just that when he saw Xiaoyi beside Xiaoyan in his eyes, Mu Yingying also hesitated. Xiaoyi's keen perception also found Mu Yingying's small movements, and then she shook her head, but with Xiaoyi's current strength in the initial level of the 7-star Dode, she actually felt a dangerous aura from this Mu Yingying, which was very strange. Hehe, brother Xiaoyan is really amazing, not only for his strength, but his guts as well. Luo Guang also smiled at Xiaoyan, and the fat man smiled, and he was quite friendly. The strength and courage that Luo Guang was talking about was naturally what Xiaoyan had previously dealt with the twin ghost emperors in the Yin Corpse forest. No matter who it was, no one dared to provoke the ghost emperors in this ghost world. Just when his life was in danger, Xiaoyan stood up, and in the end he successfully defeated the twin ghost emperors and plundered them for participating in points. The contestants have solved the worry of their lives, otherwise no one will stand up to deal with the twin ghost emperors, and their fate will also be. Brother Luo is polite, Brother Luo's defense is beyond my reach. Xiaoyan also said politely. When he was in the corpse forest, Xiaoyan just found out that Luo Guang's defenses were quite terrifying. Regardless of his strength in the high level of the 4-star Dode, if he really used defense methods, even a 5-star Dode strength could withstand it for a long time. This is also what Xiaoyan needs, because Xiaoyan found that the Dode powerhouse is different from the past. His speed, strength, and even his temperament are much stronger. Even though he has a lot of strength and attack methods, he has almost no defense methods. This is also destined for Xiaoyan's future direction to focus on melee combat, and use the power of one-hit thunder to solve the battle. However, Xiaoyan also wanted to learn some defensive measures. After all, more life-saving things were essential. It seems that I still have to learn some life-saving means. After all, the trace of holy flame is also the 7th level of breaking the sky is also about to start training the 2nd level. The 1st level can no longer deal with the current enemy. As for the clone technique in the body, it's also a good killer. Emperor's mortal level soul clone can also begin to practice. And the most important thing is the body of Dode, which should be condensed. Xiaoyan thought to himself, and then kept having it. The green flute on the side also walked up on purpose, and then the little snake around him kept pouting snake letters at Xiaoyan. It seems that you are very popular with them. Green flute also said. You have a familiar smell. Xiaoyan also said slowly, I know, at first I thought it was you who killed our Medusa royal family, so there would be such fluctuations, but I found that I was wrong. The familiar fluctuations in your body are a bit like the smell of airs. Green flute also said slowly. Children. Xiaoyan also looked at the green flute in confusion, as if the aura on the woman's body was quite similar to Kaylin. In other words, it's the husband and wife. Green flute arrived quietly with a voice that could only be heard by the two of them. Do you know her whereabouts? At the same time, Xiaoyan, who was still calm just now, grabbed green flute's shoulders with one hand, and said absent-mindedly, cough cough cough. You're hurting me, green flute said. Where is she? Come on. Xiaoyan's eyes also exuded some different colors, and then he waited for green flute's answer. I don't know where she is, but the only thing I know is that she's all right now, green flute also said. Don't tell me. Xiaoyan said, the huge fire attribute grudge also spread out instantly. She's in retreat. It won't come out in a short time. The green flute was also afraid, and for some reason, the flame on Xiaoyan's body was rather strange, and it could actually make her bloodline feel.
Hi. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get updated on my latest video. Thank you for watching.